was originally going to do this as a February to be read video. Remember, I'm trying to make videos like a normal person. But then I realised if I was going to talk about books I was going to read in February, it should maybe, just maybe, not almost be the end of February. So, have I mentioned to you guys the new job? The new job? No? No? Never. Yeah, I'm sure it's all new to you. I have a new job! I've had it for about a month now. I'm working at Icon Books, a publisher of non-fiction. So, working there, it's just about occurred to me that I should maybe know something about the books they publish. The books I'm meant to be publicising. I mentioned in 2 previous videos that in trying to get to know Icon, I read Harry's Last Stand and The Year of Living Danishly, both of which I really enjoyed. And previous to really even knowing anything about Icon, I read The Etymologicon and The Horologicon by Mark Forsyth, because they're just brilliantly funny books about words. Why wouldn't I have read them? But now I'm going to buckle down. I'm going to get some of these books read so that when people ask me, what do you publish? What do you like of what you publish? I actually have some proper answers rather than just 4 books. But yeah, this is hard for me because you guys will know I'm not the biggest non-fiction reader. I think last year I maybe read 4 non-fiction books. I'll check and link it. So I am now, throughout the next period of time, because we have realised that I just can't do months, going to read some Icon non-fiction, and you guys are going to help me. In fact, you guys are going to choose for me, if you don't mind. Firstly, I've picked 2 books. How to Be a Productivity Ninja by Graham Alcott. I decided that this could help my new job doublefold. It will, yes, make me more familiar with the material we publish, but hopefully it will also teach me how to do my job productively, which I'm not sure I'm very good at the moment. And The Time in Between by Nancy Tucker. Nancy is only 21, and this is her autobiography so far, of a sort. The book focuses a lot on Nancy's mental health problems and eating disorders, which is something I automatically wouldn't want to read. I read for escapism, I want to read happy things. But I was lucky enough in the new job to meet Nancy, and listening to her speak, I just didn't want to stop listening. So I had to move to her written word. If you want to understand what I mean, here is a video on Lena's channel at Just Kiss My Frog. She did an interview with Nancy, which is just brilliant. Just listen to her speak. I guarantee you will want to read her book as much as I did. So guys, now it's your turn. You are going to pick the next few books I read. I've narrowed it down for you though. The New Wild by Fred Pearce. This, as far as I can see, seems to be an ecology biology book, looking at habitats and ecosystems and animals you might consider alien to those systems, but how systems actually adapt. Your next choice is Girls Uninterrupted by Tanif Carey. In a way, this book doesn't look like it's for me. It's about mothers raising girls. So as a 25-year-old with no plans to have children anytime soon, surely this book is a bit left field. But I think I could enjoy it for the feminist aspect. Its subtitle is Steps for Raising Stronger Girls in a Challenging World, looking at the way young girls face the patriarchy. That interests me. Lucky Planet is a book we published last year and is now just coming out in paperback and is popular science. This is a kind of mixture of astronomy, ecology. It's looking at how unlikely is life on Earth really? How likely are we to ever really come across another planet with life like ours, or life we could even recognise? It's Not About the Shark by David Niven. So this book partially attracted me just for its really striking cover. The title apparently comes from Steven Spielberg while filming Jaws. They spent loads and loads of money on an animatronic shark, and then realised it just wasn't scary. They spent ages and ages trying to think of ways to make this shark scary and just not coming up with any, until they realised they'd been too close to the problem to see the solution. The solution was just not to show the shark. The film ended up being much scarier for this unknown enemy. This book's subtitle is How to Solve Unsolvable Problems, and I guess looks at creative thinking. Creative thinking is something I've always valued in my writing and in my video making. I think, again, it could lend me some interesting points of view. You could choose Zero Night by Mark Felton. Again, this is one I got to meet the author for. I got to hear him speak at a sales conference. And the way he talked, it didn't make his book sound like a really dry, dull World War II book. It sounded like an action thriller. A King in Hiding by Fahim. We weren't actually allowed to give his last name. Fahim is an illegal immigrant who fled Bangladesh when he was 8 and made his way to Paris. His story has loads of ups and downs of the homeless, of the absolutely poverty-stricken. But then he meets a chess grandmaster and starts learning himself and becomes something amazing. This apparently has a film being made of it at some point soon, so might want to read the book quickly try and read it before I watch that. Things I Wish I'd Known, essays by a whole collection of authors. Again, this is a kind of mother-focused book. It's not really a thing I should technically be reading. But Kathy Kelly, Adele Parks, the people who wrote these essays are names I know. My final choice for you is Einstein's Masterwork by John Gribben. This on the surface looks like yet another popular science book, but I would argue it's actually much more from a history point of view. Yes, it looks at Einstein in 1915. It looks at the discovery of general relativity, but it also looks at the aspects of society and history that were affecting his life at the time, the beginnings of the war, the people and relationships in his life. It probably shows what kind of a reader I am, but it's probably that interests me more, the history surrounding Einstein, than the actual nuts and bolts science part of it. So there you go, you've got a whole host of books which you can make me read this month. Pick two, write them in the comments, and I will read the two that get the most votes. With that, I better get reading, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.